So hi guys, this is Thor from TC here in Amsterdam, and I'm here with the amazing Richard Hallebeek, amazing guitar player from Holland. So we've been doing a TonePrint today, or actually we've been doing a few TonePrints, but the first one we've been doing is a delay one. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been trying to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a delay sound which also works a little bit like a reverb, so you have kind of like a smooth ambience in your sound.
Yeah.
Sometimes I play with a mono setup like today, or sometimes I use a stereo setup. The cool thing like we just did is we set up a delay that has, you can use it in mono, you can also use it in stereo.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a couple of delays, ping pong delays.
Yeah.
That works really well in mono, but also if you connect it in stereo, it will recognize
and then
stereo,
play out
it will spread it out.
Yeah. And you were mentioning that it's actually, that kind of dual delay thing was something you learned from Scott Henderson back in the day.
Back in the day I took the setting from Scott Henderson, yeah, but then later on I learned there's also a couple of other people using that same setting. It's kind of two delays feeding each other.
Yeah.
Makes it like a nice ambience behind your sound.
It's not a ping pong, it's two separate delay lines, but they kind of match up and you give this kind of rhythmic feel.
That's it, yeah.
What would you typically use something like that for?
I'll use it on my solo sound, of course, but also the cool thing is you can also use this delay for a clean sound. Maybe I'll first show a little bit from the solo sound.
Yeah, that'd be great.
This is like my typical solo sound. And as you hear, it spreads out very nice. This is all in mono. I'm using two speaker cabinets, but it's actually a mono sound.
Yeah.
And it gives like a nice ambience behind your... Without being washed out.
Yeah.
It makes it smooth and big, but not... it really sits well in a band mix. So if you play with a band, you will still be...
you can hear heard over it.
You can hear every note.
It's not that very. Sometimes when you use a delay, you get that very obvious kind of echo. It smooths things out. So it's almost like a reverb without being a reverb.
Yeah. Actually, you shouldn't hear the echo when you play a solo. It shouldn't be obvious.
No. It's just there in the background. So in terms of the sound of it, can you explain a little bit about what you're looking for? Is it bright? Is it dark? Is it?
Yeah, one thing I used one of the delays. It's on the floor here. That's one of the delays I discovered. Like there's the Roland tape echo in there that I really liked.
Yeah.
So that's the one we copied today. That sound. That's a little bit of the dark with the flutter I like.
Yeah.
So the repeats are not like totally digital clean. Every repeat, but it's a little bit darker and it gives a little bit modulation.
Yeah.
If you play notes, it gives like a really nice big sound to everything. So it's not really like a chorus, but it's modulated.
Yeah.
But not
just
really
to
obvious.
move the notes a little bit. So one of the other things we talked about was the fact that, guitar players seem to fall into one or two categories. They're the guys who use tap tempo all the time because they want the delays in sync with the music, or then there's the guys who just use, one fixed setting for delays, and you fall into the latter category.
Yeah, I'm the guy who uses one fixed setting for the delay. Sometimes I might use a little bit less mix. If you play something with accents, something that's really short, I turn off the delay.
Yeah.
So then it's gone. But I use the same setting for
everything.
For everything, yeah.
And I'm actually the same way, but there's plenty of guys using tap tempo, and that's fine. But the thing we actually decided to do was to actually take the delay time knob and basically use it for something else, because there's really no need for a delay time knob if you're always using the same tempo. Yeah,
it's like you said, I'm also always using the same setting for delay, so then we programmed the knob to actually work for something else.
Yeah.
Maybe you can explain it.
Yeah, I can explain it. It's basically taking the modulation, because sometimes it's nice to have the modulation, sometimes you want to have more, exaggerated a little bit, sometimes you want to back it off. Yeah. So it's actually controlling the mix of the modulation. So when you back it all the way down, it's just a clean delay, no modulation, no movement at all. And
that's it.
If you put it at 12 o'clock, you get the original sound that you dialed in.
Yeah.
And when you crank it up, you get to almost that point where you go like, oh, is this out of tune or not? But it's just, it's exaggerated, but not in a way where it's unpleasant. It's just a very rich sound.
And it still works, like we just saw also on clean.
Yeah.
If you use a clean sound, you can turn it up a little bit, and then it works great to get some extra modulation.
Yeah.
It's almost like a real chorus. But
So can we hear the clean sound?
yes, of course. So this is the clean tone. This is setting at 12 o'clock, right?
Yeah. So we can just so people can hear it, we can crank it all the way up now.
And it's more obvious now. And also if we turn up the repeats with that one, it actually makes for a nice volume swell. I think we have to turn up that one too.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's the same delay setting but with more repeats.
Yeah.
And now with the modulation more cranked.
Yeah.
It's actually...
It's a very nice one.
The cool thing is it sounds almost like it's stereo, but it's still
Yeah, it's still a mono
setup,
thing.
but
I'm pretty sure it would sound amazing in stereo. Gotta try that at some point.
Yeah, it sounds big.
It really does. So I think it's a great sound. The funny thing is it's very close to what I dialed in on my own Flashback back home. We have similar taste apparently. What do you want to call it?
I think an appropriate way to call it is just Richard's solo delay.
Yeah.
But then think about it also works for clean if you crank everything. And one really cool thing is that TonePrint works in this pedal, right?
It does. Yeah, it works for this TonePrint is going to work for all the pedals. So the mini Flashback, the Flashback X4 that we have here, the regular size, and also the Alto Ego as well.
That's the amazing thing for me. So if I teach, go to the music school, or if I have a gig somewhere where there's an amp, I can just take the small delay pedal and get my own sound there.
You get the same sound.
And with this sound, you can really play clean, and I can play my solo. So with one pedal, the big one or the small pedal, I'm good to go. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to do this.
Thanks for coming over.
My pleasure.